my channel. In today's video, we're doing Sagittarius similarities with each and every sign. You have to obviously like watch all my previous videos so you can compare Sagittarius with everything before, because I'm not about to repeat Sagittarius similarities with Aries, because I already did a video for that you should check out, and comparing Sagittarius with Gemini. Check out that one before you check out this one, you know what I'm saying? This is like a whole series, so you can't watch one without watching the one before, and the one before that, and the one before that, you know what I'm saying? So check out other videos before you watch this one so you can see Sagittarius comparison with every other sign, boy. But in this video, we're gonna do Sagittarius compared with Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces. But before I begin, you know what I'm saying? Thank you to everybody that subscribed. Thank you to everybody that shows me love. People that are getting readings from me, you guys are fucking dope as fuck. And we're just gonna like hop into this video, and we're gonna compare Sagittarius and Capricorn. Ooh, shit. Ooh. I didn't find much similarities, even though they are right next to each other. But one thing that I know for sure is that they both are boss bitches. You know, both of them can be very rude also. Both of them tend to have attitude problems. Both the men and the men's and the women's and everything in between. Both of them would have like some issues like with anger, or like just, you know what I'm saying, like they don't like being bossed around or being controlled, or like anything dealing with the authority. They fucking hate. Both of these signs don't like being told what to do. I think because like they're so independent, like these are the independent signs, you know what I'm saying? Like Scorpio, Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, very independent signs, because essentially they are know-it-alls, you know? And I'm gonna say the same thing in the Sagittarius and Aquarius reading, because they have a lot more in common. But yeah, Capricorns and Sagittarius, they have this boss lady mentality. I was about to say mentality, but they have like this boss lady mentality, you know what I'm saying? Like they're able to lead themselves. I think maybe a Sagittarius will be a lot more inconsistent than a Capricorn, which would be a lot more consistent, you know, and a lot more about the money. But essentially like they have like you know what I'm saying, they're somewhat level-headed people. They know how to like take care of themselves, you know. Obviously the Saggy would be a lot more chaotic, but you know, they know how to take care of themselves. Like they know how to maneuver through life, you know. They're very independent people. They can figure it out, you know what I'm saying? Both of them don't like bullshit, you know. They like knowing what, they're very straightforward people, and they can also be very mean people, just like the reading I had with Sagittarius and Scorpio. They can be very mean people and very direct, you know what I'm saying? And they can use like cruelty as a way of like bonding. Like they can be purposely mean to you just for fun or just for laughs or whatever, but sometimes it's not that deep, but sometimes it can really just be like, why though? Both of them are very stubborn, you know what I'm saying? I think both of them, because they also share a relationship with Jupiter. Sagittarius is home, and then fucking Capricorn falls in Jupiter, so when they think they're right, nothing can change that, you know, especially about morals and like how to live your life, and you know, the attitude you should have towards spirituality. Like they can offend whatever you believe in if they don't resonate with that, you know, like, and really make you feel dumb about it, or even just in your face. Like they may, let's say, okay, sometimes with Sagittarius, it's really just about preaching. So they may know you're a Muslim, but just for the fact that they have an opinion about why Muslims are stupid or why religion is stupid, they'll just say it as it is without really considering how it may affect you. But Capricorn's also the same thing, you know, like if they have a constructive way of living that makes sense for them, you know, and if Christianity somehow, you know, is contributing to how they live, then they're gonna stand that, and they're gonna throw it in your face and like shove it down your throat. And if you have any kind of opinion that doesn't match that, then they're gonna like deem you as stupid. They're gonna do that thing that Virgos do where they criticize you and shit like that, you know. So that's something that Sagittarius and fucking Capricorns have in common. So we're gonna move on to Sagittarius and motherfucking Aquarius. Both of them love freedom. Just like Gemini, they love freedom to just do whatever, be whoever, change whatever they want in their life, say whatever the fuck they want without having any consequences, because they're actually really irresponsible and don't like taking responsibility for their actions, you know. They're just like, they love freedom. They love to like, they just love knowing that nothing is tying them down. They don't like being anchored by shit, because once again, they're also very independent signs, you know. These are the signs that people say, I don't need you, I don't need you. You know what I'm saying? Like, but essentially, I think it's also just they really don't. Like, they're really good on their own in terms of, like, you know, having fun on their own. They're very good with making friends. So it's like if they lose one friend, they're no like, oh well. I mean, okay, if we can talk about it, that's cool. But if not, okay, cool. Let's go to this club and make new friends. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's also one thing that they share in common is the fact that they like new things. They like variety. You know, they just like new exploring and like expanding in new situations, meeting new people, doing new shit. You know, just really like expanding their mind and like getting to experience things in the world. Like, these are not boring people, bro. Like, these are really not boring people. You know what I'm saying? As much as they both can be mean, they can be really funny also. You know what I'm saying? They can be really, really dope people to be around. It can be very, very dope people to like just, you know, if you want to let go and just like not think about anything that's happening at home, go to a Sagittarius, go to an Aquarius, you know what I'm saying? And like, don't throw your emotional baggage at an Aquarius or a Sagittarius because they'll be out of the door. You know what I'm saying? But like, for the most part, they're very, very like super chill, like super funny to be around. They're always like, they're like spontaneous people, you know? They're like, but for different reasons. Like Sagittarius, they're a fire sign, so fire is always spontaneous. But Aquarius, because they're ruled by Uranus and then air sign also, so it's always like gonna be this, you know, what's gonna happen next. You know, they're very exciting people to be around, even just to talk to, because they have like a lot of good opinions. Like, especially in my age group where we like talk about like, you know, existential shit. Like the Sagittarius and Aquarius, maybe they may not have like a very long attention span because you may be talking about a deep thing and then they may like joke about it, especially if you're like a Scorpio that wants to go deeper and deeper and deeper and like not lose focus or like, you know, make a joke about it. You just want to go deep into that thought, you know, like maybe don't be around them. But if you just want to like, you know, have existential conversations, but not like get too deep into it where like now we think about our feelings or our emotions. And obviously like there's a time and a place for everything, but I'm just saying like if it's like a time for fun, if you're trying to have fun, you know what I'm saying, like just have fun. You know what I'm saying? They're very good with like, especially with Gemini also, they're just really good at like letting loose, getting you loose. You know what I'm saying? Just take shots, bro. Get fucked up. Just make memories. Have fun, bro. Like, don't be so fucking boring. You know, they don't like boring shit. They don't like, Sagittarius squares the 6th house and in conjuncts the 2nd house, and Aquarius squares the 2nd house but in conjuncts the 6th house, you know. So the thing of like being stable and having routine, that's something that they need to both learn from, Aquarius and Sagittarius. They could learn from Tauruses and Virgos how to be a lot more stable, a lot more planning and routines, you know, having some kind of a structure. Even though Aquarius is ruled by Saturn, you know what I'm saying? Obviously, they have more of a beneficial access to gaining stability, but I think their stability comes from networking with people. You know what I'm saying? But in terms of having stability in their own lives, like aka having a routine or having something that they can always go back to, or rely on, in terms of like, you know, having a consistent job that they won't get bored from and then they want to fucking quit. You know, obviously maybe if they have like a child, then, you know, they're a lot more prone to stay in a job. But if that Sagittarius, and I'm speaking once again for my age group, because you know what I'm saying, I know some mommies who are my age who are mommies. I know some ladies who are my age who are mommies, that I'm trying to say, you know, so they'll be a lot more prone to like, you know, like having a job and being consistent with their job, you know. But for the most part, like if they don't have a reason to stay there, they might want to quit, or they might want to relocate. Because one thing about them is that they just like change. You know what I'm saying? They love change. If they could, they would probably live in a different country every 6 months just to like see the world. You know, even like go to another planet just to see, like, why not? Why the fuck not? You know, they don't like clinginess, I think, in relationships, unless they have like some kind of Pisces influence or Scorpio or Cancer or like Taurus. Maybe they don't like clinginess. They just don't like you always being in their space like this, you know. You know what I'm saying? And they're both both Sagittarius and motherfucking Aquarius in conjunct the 4th house, Cancer, you know. So that clinginess, that hominess, that's something that they might lack also, you know. But yeah, essentially they don't like all of that. Like obviously that's like I said, there's a time and a place, but I think Sagittarius and Aquarius are more prone to just needing space. Like, whoa, Hold the fuck up. Like, I don't need you. Because a Cancer will do that because they protect you and they love you, you know. But like a Sagittarius and Aquarius will be like, bruh, I'm good. Like, ugh, don't touch me. Trust an Aquarius and a Sagittarius to ghost on you, on the world, at a random time. You could really have sent that person a voice note. You could have been speaking to that person via a voice note, you know what I'm saying? And the conversation's going really well. And all of a sudden, you just don't hear from them for like 3 weeks. And it's like, bro, like, why? But like, why though? Both of them are really wise. I think maybe an Aquarius is really smart. But a Sagittarius is very wise. Especially as they grow older, you know. But they're very, like, they just know shit. Because they look at the bigger picture of things, you know. Like, they're very big picture orientated people. They're not like, they don't really much care about the details of something. Maybe Aquarius would be a lot more prone to like looking at the details, but essentially they're always looking at the bigger picture. You know, they just might use the details to cater to the bigger picture. You know, but it really is all about the bigger picture to them. You know, I think the way that they view life is always on some like, yo, we're gonna die, so let's just make the most out of this life. You know, whereas like a Taurus and a Virgo, or like all the water signs would be like, maybe not all, let me just say the water signs except Pisces, you know, they'll just look at things like, well, we need to cater to today, we need to make sure we're cool today, what did we not miss, let's fix something that didn't work, you know. But a Sagittarius and Aquarius is like, bro, doesn't matter, that shit doesn't really matter, bro, like nothing really matters, just have fun, enjoy your life, that type of thing. Like that's basically their motives, just have fun, bro, it's not that deep sometimes, don't look at it too deeply, don't look at it too intensely, just have fun, let go, you know, that's their motto. It's just very lighthearted people. It's just sometimes like in situations that really require them to like dig deep, they may struggle with that, you know, because I think they also may struggle with being vulnerable. They may have like intimacy issues sometimes, you know. But at the same time, it could also be because they want it so much, they may deny themselves from that, you know, because they don't want to be clinging towards that either, you know, because once again, they love freedom. They love the freedom to change and like stretch themselves this way and then stretch themselves that way and then do this and then do that and then you know, just dance with life. You know what I'm saying? Just like groove with life, and it's like forces and it's like changeabilities and all of that shit. You know what I'm saying? They're also weirdos. Both of them also have like a bit of a temper. Not a bit. They also have a temper. I think once they get angry, they get very angry. You know. Did I say they can be mean? Because both of them can be really mean, but like sarcastically mean, and that could be also be their form of connecting with you in some weird way, you know. They just make fun of you and that's how they connect with you. But also it's a situation where like they just want to see how far you're gonna let them go, you know. And if you're a Pisces or like you're in a Cancer or a Libra, you just may, you know, you may just always be the butt of the joke just because, hey, you know, that's just who they are. Oh, that's just who they are, whatever. I think because they're so honest, they can be really funny. These are like top 2 funny ass people, along with Cancer. They're so fucking funny. Oh my god. They're very, like, they love learning things. Both of these signs love learning things, you know. They love being educated or experiencing new things. They love, like, you know, they love being mentally fucked and just like having to dissect a situation and be like, oh my fucking god, that's why, you know. They love epiphanies and shit like that, because the 9th house is all about enlightenment, and then the 11th house is about like higher learning. I mean, 9th house is about education, higher learning. 11th house is about like science, you know, technology, shit like that. And if you put them together, you just get like a super genius person that's like wise and smart at the same time, you know. Like Rick from Rick and Morty. Rick is probably like an Aquarius sun, Sagittarius moon. They both love adventure. I think I already mentioned that. They love like they're down for whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like they're down for new experiences if they feel like it, because they can also very much be unreliable people, very flaky, you know, because they're ghosty, you know. You can't also rely on them. Because they're emotionally lightweight or lighthearted, or that's what they show. You can't really rely on them on like a very heavy emotion, especially if you like them. If you like these signs and they're also at their prime of being a hoe and for the streets, bro. And you know, people my age, you know, we're not really trying to be about that dating life. Not all of us, but I think majority of us, we're not really trying to be about that dating life, you know. And if you're an Aquarius or a Sagittarius and someone likes you, yo, you're probably gonna treat that situation like, oh, I mean, shit, of course you like me, but hey, you know, let's just go hang out. And someone could really be out here like feeling the most feelings for you, and you just treat it like, okay, whatever. Hey, yo, what's up, guys? You know what I'm saying? That type of shit. You just take things very lighthearted. Or you may just freak out, and then that would also be the way that you react to the situation, you know. But I mean, that's granted, because it's also heavy emotions, and I don't think these signs deal really well with other people's heavy emotions, because I think when they feel things, it's very heavy for them, you know. So that's the situation. I think they're also definitely people that enjoy their alone time. You know, they definitely people that need to rejuvenate and like recharge. You know, they're part of that squad that has to recharge, because when they give themselves, they usually give a lot, or yeah, they give a lot of themselves. So in that case, they need to just recharge their batteries and just like have some time for themselves. And then last but not least, we have Sagittarius and Pisces, right? So one thing that they have in common, the first thing that they have in common, is that they're ruled by Jupiter, right? Which is about expansion, higher learning, wisdom, you know what I'm saying, education. But like education from your experiences, you know, like I mentioned wisdom, growth, you know what I'm saying, expansion. You know what I'm saying? That's like Jupiter. Jupiter would be about that shit. So because of this, they're obviously very, very wise people. You know, I think these are the type of people that learn a lot from experiences. They just, like, they learn the most from experiences, because they learn, like they learn the ins and outs of people, and they learn, like, how people view things, and how people, like, where people come from, and why they are the way that they are because of where they come from. And then they look at like the bigger picture of where you can go, you know. They just, because obviously they're both mutable signs. That's also another thing that they share in common. They're both mutable, and they're both ruled by one planet, just like Mercury with the Gemini and Virgo reading. You know, they're both mutable and they're ruled by one planet. So obviously, essentially, they're gonna have a lot of things in common. Like, they both can be very careless, you know. Both can be very unreliable, because they're also very flaky, you know, because they're always looking at the bigger picture, because they're also looking at, like, let's just go with the flow. Like, they're like very feely people. Like, they just go with what feels right that day. So if on that day they agree to go with you, but on the day itself they don't feel it, then they're not going to do it, because it's not in the feel. So in that way, they're unreliable, you know. They're not dependable people. They're not people that you can like trust their word. Obviously depends if they have like Capricorn or Taurus in their energy, but I mean in their chart, but like for the most part, just the general energy of it, like they're not people that you can, you know, you can take their word for. You just really, all you can do is just hope and have faith. They don't take things deeply, even though like how they feel can be expanded. They're not deep. Like, their feelings don't run deep. They just, like, they're big feelings, but they're not deep, dark feelings, you know what I'm saying? In that way, they can have really big hearts, you know. They're just overly loving people. And when they laugh, their laugh is infectious. I think they're just really infectious people. And they're very much dealing with, like, psychic kind of, like... Because one thing about Jupiter, it's a lucid planet, you know what I'm saying? So if you take those, if you attribute those situations or those characteristics of Jupiter to Sagittarius and Pisces, they're also lucid people, you know. And that's why, like, they're, like, somewhat wishy-washy also. Like, they're in now and then they're out. They're, like, in and out type of people, you know. You just never know with these signs, you know. If you do catch them, it's like, yay. But don't, like, try to make plans with them and think that's actually what's gonna happen. Because if they promise you they're gonna take you out, they don't actually, like... It feels good then, just like Libra, you know. They're down to have a conversation with you where we can talk about anything and dream about things, but don't think we're actually gonna do it, bro. It was a good conversation, but we're not actually gonna do it. Like, these are the signs that after sex, they'll be like, I love you, and you'll be like, I love you too, and then 2 weeks later, you'll be like, yo, I love you, and they'll be like, who's this? Yo, fuck. And because they have Jupiter in their life, in their, you know, how they're ruled by Jupiter, they also overindulge, just like just like Libra and Taurus, you know. They're overindulging people. This is like part of the overindulging squad. You know what I'm saying? They just love fucking. They love anything that feels good. Like, as I say, these are the type of people that would are like a lot more prone to being addicts. You know what I'm saying? Drug addicts, alcoholics, you know, potheads, you know what I'm saying? If it feels good, trust and believe they're gonna do it. And if they change their morals around what they're doing, they probably might, like, it's like they'll have a reason and a meaning to not do something, but if they like, because you get like those really spiritually strong Sagittarius and Pisces that like once they decide, no, I'm not gonna drink no more, then that's that, you know, and then that's their new moral systems. But you also get those other Sagittarius and Pisces that like, just depending on who they are around, they may change their perspective, you know, they're just like, oh fuck it, I'm with people, so why not, you know, and then they just do things that their environment is doing just to blend, because they are mutable, so it's very much prone for them to be easily influenced into habits and shit like that, you know. They can just be hoes. But I'm speaking, once again, I'm speaking from like my age. I'm 20 years old, so this is something that I'm witnessing with my age group, you know, just like be straight up hoes, serial daters, you know what I'm saying? It just, because it's like pleasure also. Dating is very pleasurable, and because they expand on things, they want to expand on that feeling, so they may be serial daters also, just like loving the thing of having someone around to make out with and kiss and tell what to do and, you know, play games with and all of that shit, you know. If it feels good, they want to do it all the time. And they love escaping, because this is also Jupiter, escaping shit, because it's so lucid. It's like in and out. It's escape. Once something is heavy or once something is boring and shit, it's out. That's like, I'm out. And they're very chaotic. They can get really chaotic too. It's just very, you know, one thing about mutable signs, they're very fucking chaotic, you know. That thing of being easily changeable, yes, it's nice in other things, but other times, bro, you also just never, I don't know, one thing about Pisces and Sagittarius, actually all the mutable signs, maybe Virgo have like a better grip, but it's like you never know whether you're coming or going. You don't know where you, like, you just don't fucking know where to start. You don't know where it's gonna end. You thought you were going there, and then life takes you here, and then you're also trying to go this way, but then you're like, whoa, how did I get you? You know, it's just, you know. So if you're never stable, you have nowhere to grow, and then if you're everywhere all the time at once, you just become scattered, and then that's where you feel like, oh fuck, I just want to like stay in my room all day and smoke weed, you know. And then that doesn't really help, because obviously everything you do is a seed. So if you're planting those seeds, then you're not really doing anything productive for your life and your future self, and it can just get really fucking chaotic, you know. Fuck. For the most part, they're very lovely people to be around, you know. They're very inspiring people, very creative people also. They love having a good time. They just like chilling, you know what I'm saying? Not chilling, but they just like they like feeling good, you know what I'm saying? They love being in the good feels, just like, you know. One thing that they can do is see things from other people's point of views, just like Libra, you know. They're very good at putting themselves in people's shoes and like kind of understanding where you come from. In that way, they're very understanding, and they're not judgmental at all. They may make fun of you, but they're not judgmental, you know. I think Sagittarius maybe doesn't give a fuck enough to judge you, because they themselves are just so messy. But yeah, that's my video. Guys, that's my video. I hope you enjoyed my video and everything like that. In my next video, I'm gonna do Capricorn and Aquarius, those two videos, because Pisces isn't really gonna have its own video, because I've already compared Pisces with every other sign. So it's gonna end at Aquarius, and then, you know, then we will begin a new series. Yeah!